From the high-definition production center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for November 2nd, 2016. I'm Nathaniel Rodriguez.
And I'm Samantha Charles. Thank you for joining us this evening. There are many Americans who live in poverty, but those who don't may not have any idea what the challenges are when living below the poverty line. A simulation held for Troy students last night tried to put students into the shoes of those in poverty. Chelsea Law explains.
On Tuesday night, a few students got to participate in a simulation that showed them what it's like to live in poverty but still have everyday responsibilities.
More than 900,000 Alabamians live below the federal poverty line, and many, many more are really struggling to meet their family's basic needs. So we're spending a couple hours with some students at Troy for them to experience what it would be like to be low income and to not be able to make ends meet from week to week and month to month.
Students were assigned a family and their background. Then they had to visit different stations with the little money that they had to do things such as grocery shopping, pay mortgage and utilities, and even enroll their children into school. But they often ran into situations such as not having enough money. Sometimes students were forced to make decisions that got them arrested just so they can take care of their family.
It's way too easy for us to say if people just made better choices, then they wouldn't find themselves in this situation. Or if they just went out and got a job, then they'd be able to take care of their family. And what we learn in this is that sometimes there are no good choices, and that there's a decision between two bad choices. Or you find out that even though you have a job, you still don't have enough money to feed your family.
Sometimes to truly understand a person in their situation, you have to take a walk in their shoes. Even though the stimulation was short-lived, students walked away with a better understanding of life in poverty. Chelsea Law, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The next event for the Office of Civic Engagement will be a showing in the Southern Circuit film series Monday night at 6 p.m. in the Claudia Crosby Theater.
In celebration of International Education Week, the Bazaar Marketplace held on Troy's Social Quad was a hit, bringing students together from around the world. Faith Rosenwald has the details.
International professors and students held a bazaar on Troy's campus as part of International Education Week. The purpose of the event was to catch students as they walked by to try different foods, check out photos, and inquire about study abroad programs. Student advisor Justin Lampley said the bazaar shined light on international students.
We really just want to highlight all the international students here because they do a lot for our campus and really bring a lot of diverse perspectives on life in general.
Student organizations involved at the bazaar included the Spanish Club, the International Student Cultural Organization, the International Programs Office, and the Chinese Students Association. Many of these organizations and clubs encourage students to check out studying abroad through Troy.
It can really broaden your horizons, change your perspective, and help you with your career.
Students were given the chance to try cultural foods, have their face painted, as well as learn Korean calligraphy. Korean professor Young-hee Kent displayed Korean paintings at the event and spoke on the impact of the bazaar.
And it's a good chance to get to know the other cultures. So especially Troy University is known for international university, the biggest international university in Alabama, more nationwide. So this will be a very good chance to connect all different international culture.
The Bazaar Marketplace asked students to come to the upcoming ISCO Festival Thursday evening. Faith Rosenwald, Troy TrojanVision News.
The next International Education Week event will be a study abroad forum tomorrow morning at 10 in Bibb Graves 147. Every few weeks, Troy University students gather during their lunch hour to discuss topics of national and international importance.
In today's Talk of Troy, the students discussed the fight over a pipeline that has attracted national attention. Paige Weeks has the details.
The Dakota Access Pipeline was the topic of discussion at this week's Talk of Troy meeting. These biweekly meetings hosted by the Office of Civic Engagement bring students together to discuss current events. Students at Wednesday's meeting expressed their opinions on the pipeline construction and discussed potential solutions. One student says the meeting helped bring her up to speed on issues outside of the university.
While in college, you really don't focus on what's going out of the university, and so this allows you to be able to know what's happening in America, much less in the world.
Not everyone agreed on a solution to the problem, causing students to look at the issue from different perspectives.
It allows you to be able to see other people's opinion. Your opinion does not matter all the time. You have to see other viewpoints.
Discussion leader Kyle Shook says the conversation allowed students to examine what is valuable to them.
We're all growing up and becoming adults and going out into the world. I feel like this is something that really is a good way to look inside ourselves and see what we hold valuable.
Talk of Troy meets every other Wednesday in the library. Paige Weeks, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
The next Talk of Troy will be held on November 16th, and it is open to all students.
Now, the latest in Trojan Sports on Troy Trojan Vision News.
Thanks for staying tuned. We are back with more Trojan Sports, and tonight we're starting on the hard court, where the Trojan women's basketball team gave fans a preview last night with an exhibition match in Trojan Arena. Jamal Kennedy has the details.
Yes, it's the start of basketball season once again, and the women's basketball team opened their 2016-17 season with an exhibition match last night in Trojan Arena against a Brazilian professional team.
Yes, what a learning experience tonight. We went up against a very experienced team. Most of the ladies on that team either had a gold, silver, or bronze medal from the Olympics or had been in the WNBA, and I threw 5 freshmen out there along with a new team that's forming, and we ended up losing by 20. So it's rough. We never want to lose, definitely not in Trojan Arena, but I think the uphill struggle is going to make us stronger for the climb.
And playing a professional team that has past Olympians on their roster, you would think there would be some nerves, right? Well, the players say no, but if you ask Coach Rigby, she'd say otherwise.
Everybody came with it. They weren't nervous just because we playing professionals. So, not really too much nerves. I think we just was trying to get the feel for each other mostly. So
definitely, and just trying to mesh. Again, 5 freshmen. This is not the kind of game that you can second guess yourself on. They were second guessing, am I in the right defense? Am I in the right spot? Just not being in a groove. And again, when we would hesitate, they would kind of punch us in the mouth. That's what an experienced team does.
And although it's never good to lose, the experience the team can gain from playing a professional team from Brazil, Coach Rigby says you can't really put a value on.
I think it's invaluable. We opened up against Auburn November the 11th. Auburn is similar in length and athleticism as this team, and so it just gives us kind of like a trial run before we go play them.
Jamal Kennedy, Troy Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojans will officially tip off their season next Friday against Auburn in Auburn. And the men's basketball team is also gearing up to take the court in its exhibition game tomorrow night against Auburn Montgomery. The Trojans have had 2 players named to the preseason all-conference team. One of those players is a person that goes by the name Wesley. And if you ask the junior guard how he feels about the upcoming season, he seems pretty excited about what the Trojans bring to the court.
We've added a lot of size and athleticism with addition to Devon Walker, the Florida transfer, and then Warren Davis, he's a JUCO transfer from East Mississippi. He's going to play inside, kind of that stretch 4 role. And Alex Hicks, he sat out last year with a torn ACL. He'll be here this year. He adds a lot of size inside. That's something we didn't have last year. So with those new pieces, we should be able to, to shock a lot of teams because they're not used to seeing this kind of Troy team with the size and depth.
Wes and the rest of the Trojans will take the court tomorrow night against AUM in Trojan Arena at 7 p.m. And now from Trojan Arena, let's head out to Veterans Memorial Stadium, the site of the Trojan football team's matchup against UMass this Saturday afternoon. The Trojans now for the 2nd week in a row get a break from conference action after last week's bye week. And though this is the first ever meeting on the gridiron between the Trojans and the Minutemen, one Trojan on the sideline says, "Hold on a minute, man, I've seen this team before."
Personally, for me, UMass special place. That's where I finished my career. I have two degrees from there. The head coach there, Mark Whipple, is the guy that I played for. Huge influence on me, not only professionally, hiring me as or allowing me to come up and really develop probably as a man, going away from home for the first time and giving me that opportunity to play at UMass and then professionally.
Though he once took the field as a Minuteman, thankfully he now calls the shots as a Trojan. Coach Neil Brown and his team will take the field on Saturday at 2:30. Before the football team takes the field and before the men's basketball team returns to the court, the spotlight is on the Troy soccer team. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night the Trojans take the field in the first round of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament against in-state rival and the #1 seed Jaguars of South Alabama, a team the Trojans defeated in the first week of October.
At this point, everybody knows everybody pretty well in the conference. You've seen everybody, play a bunch on video, and you've faced them all. For us, it's always a good game against South. We always get up for that game. They always get up for that game. It's been a 1-goal game the last 4 times we've played. You never know. It's a conference tournament, just like the conference games. Anybody could beat anybody on any day. So we just got to do everything we can do to be prepared and go out and fight.
The Trojans will take the field tonight against the Jags in Foley, Alabama at 7 p.m.